Flawed characters. I know them, you know them, and some of us even love them. But writing one can be quite difficult. After all, literature is a condensed method of escapism, a way to make us to connect to a fantasy. So how do you write a character who isn't ideal? Well, today, I'll be analyzing the character of Portgas D Ace from One Piece and using him as a case study to analyze how this can be done. Now in storytelling, a flawed character is like a puzzle with missing pieces. These imperfections are what make them intriguing and relatable to the audience. They are not picture-perfect heroes. Instead, they carry a mix of qualities that define their humanity. One of the essential aspects of writing a flawed character is the ability to subvert expectations. In the case of Ace, his design and appearance might initially deceive viewers. With his striking looks and cool demeanor, he initially appears as the embodiment of strength and confidence, and is even hyped up by Luffy himself. However, these visuals can be misleading, and it's through careful storytelling that his flaws are revealed. This subversion adds layers to his character, creating a sense of unpredictability that keeps the audience engaged. This also underscores the importance of strong visual characterization, which is a cornerstone of Ace's writing. Now, to address the big elephant in the room, Ace's infamous decision to confront the Marines at Marineford, despite knowing the consequences, which is often cited as evidence of his recklessness and impulsiveness. This is a crucial moment where his flaws become evident. To the casual observer, this might seem like a foolish move, branding him an idiot. However, this surface level judgment misses the deeper layers of Ace's character. And I will admit, in the past, I also criticized the character, and I rejected his emotional backstory as a sly attempt to make me overlook how dumb the character is. Yeah, I know, I was being dumb myself. But it takes looking at it from a wider scope to understand the significance of his actions. So let's do just that. Now, like I previously mentioned, visual characterization and symbolism plays a significant role in highlighting Ace's flaws and complexities. The objects left on his grave, his hat, dagger case, necklace, and ornaments from Sabaody, serve as symbols of the different facets of his identity. These items are like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, each representing a person or connection that shaped Ace's sense of self. For instance, Ace's hat symbolizes his bond with Luffy, a source of his strength and identity. The necklace represents his connection to Dadan, his adoptive mother, and the tattoo on his arm pays tribute to Sabo, his adoptive brother. These are all people who loved him, and Ace subconsciously assimilated them into his identity. It is a subtle hint to who Ace is and his flaws as a person, being a man with an identity and existential crisis, finding will to live in others. To go even further, his unique dagger case holds a special significance as it represents his promise to Deuce, another friend who became a part of his identity. In fact, if you looked into it closely, you would realize that Deuce isn't even his actual name, but Ace called him Deuce as a way to further assimilate him into his identity. Even the wrist ornaments from Sabaody could be assumed to be a tribute to Isuka, a marine who he met there, and a possible love interest, showcasing their diverse relationships that make up Ace's sense of self. Ace's identity crisis, a core element of his character, adds a layer of complexity to his narrative arc. He grapples with the burden of being Roger's son and seeks to distance himself from that legacy. This internal conflict provides a powerful backdrop for his character development, making for his struggle to be relatable to anyone else who has had that kind of struggle with their own sense of identity. We are then introduced to Whitebeard, who played a pivotal role in Ace's character development. His name, comparable to Roger's, offered Ace a chance to forge a new identity within the Whitebeard Pirates, which he symbolizes by the tattoo across his back. This visual transformation was not just a mark of loyalty, but also a representation of Ace's journey to find his place in the world. The relationship adds depth to both characters, illustrating how flawed characters can influence and shape each other's narratives. Therefore, Ace's anger towards Akainu during the confrontation goes beyond just a normal battle. It was a clash of identities. Akainu's disrespect towards Whitebeard felt like a direct assault on Ace's newfound sense of self, further emphasizing the importance of symbolism in character development. How could he live when the man who gave him a chance in life was being desecrated in front of the whole world? We further see this mindset later on as Ace rushes to save Luffy from certain death at the hands of Akainu. This action shows you the man that Ace is and the significance of family in his identity. Killing Luffy would have been almost like erasing a part of himself anyway. Symbolically, Akainu's attack through Ace's tattoo represented the destruction of a substantial part of his identity. By weaving all these tenets into the character of Ace, it becomes more than just a simple flawed moment, but one also supported by a strong framework of the character's ideologies, experiences, and beliefs. Ace's final moments during the Marineford War are a culmination of his character arc. Surrounded by loved ones, reaffirmed his existence and the core of his identity. We see the true power of writing flawed characters. His sacrifice, driven by his identity and love for Luffy, resonates deeply with the audience. His death, with a smile on his face, shows fulfillment and circles back to his ideals, and his story becomes a lesson in living life without regrets, a principle that carries forward in the narrative, impacting Luffy's character as well. Now I know, so many words, but what do they mean anyway? And how is all this significant to the subject of writing a flawed character? Well, by looking at Ace, we have our answer. Through the use of visual characterization and symbolism, his imperfections are woven into the narrative, making him a complex and relatable figure. His journey of self-discovery, identity crisis, and ultimate sacrifice exemplify the power of writing flawed characters to create a compelling and emotionally resonant narrative. It shows how flawed characters like Ace can add depth, unpredictability, and relatability to storytelling, leaving a lasting impact on both the characters within the narrative and the audience that engages with them. But let me know what you think. This is one I've always wanted to make for quite a while, to be honest. For people who've watched my videos before, this was quite a deviation from the usual jokey tone that I have because this is a topic that I hold pretty dearly to my heart. So, if you agreed with my thoughts, if you liked the video, comment your thoughts, and yeah, I'll catch you lot later. Peace.